Right now at 6, authorities in Stark, Kansas have made an arrest in connection with the homicide.
And we've got scattered thunderstorms across the area this morning. More expected later today. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Texas Democrats remain out of state to block a redistricting vote. Republicans threatened to arrest and cut off paychecks in the escalating standoff.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News at 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Monday, August the 11th. We've got thunderstorms out there this morning.
Yes,
we had some severe weather yesterday evening and overnight as well. In fact, Cherokee County, there was a measured wind gust last night, about 62 miles an hour.
Wow.
And this morning, we haven't had any severe thunderstorm warnings in our area. And we had a severe thunderstorm watch that expired about 57 seconds ago. So that's some good news as well. But still continuing to track storms out there. We're going to start, though, with a live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And again, we've had our camera pointed south and west, just kind of keeping an eye on these storms as they continue to inch closer to the Pittsburgh area, slowly but surely. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin, still really zoomed in out there, but otherwise looking all right so far. Here's the Skywatch Storm Tracker, and it is a mess of thunderstorms out into parts of southeastern Kansas at this point. So you can see where we've got basically, we had initially 2 lines of storms. We had one that was smaller here, and we had a bigger one off to the west. And within the last little while, we had new development that filled in right in between those 2 lines, and they've kind of started to join into one big mess. We still have about 446 lightning strikes in our area. So you've got to play it safe, be smart, be careful out there. The lightning is still dangerous, still deadly regardless. So a lot to keep an eye on. We have thunderstorm activity just to the north of Independence on 75 and northwest of Coffeyville. We've got some to the west of Parsons. Some moderate rain starting to roll into Erie with heavier thunderstorms off to your west. This is in between Neodesha and Chanute. And we haven't, again, had anything severe, but we have been occasionally, you can see it here, we're picking up on some small sub-severe hail. So about 4/10 of an inch is the size of this hail. So nothing major, but still some small hail to start the day. Yates Center, Iola, Moran, I mean, you kind of get this idea here. Most of Greenwood County, Elk, Chautauqua, back down there as well towards Sedan and Howard. Heavy rain is the other concern, so we'll have to monitor for that potential for any kind of flash flooding. These storms were lifting northeast initially, but they are starting to push more easterly, so we'll continue to see how far they manage to make it. Future track thinking, though, is in the next few hours they'll begin to weaken and kind of fizzle out, so we'll have to see how far east they make it. By noon, just a few lingering showers. We'll have a pause in activity before we see additional scattered storms later this evening after about 3-4 o'clock. Then we'll have those continue with us into the overnight hours. Quick look at temperatures, about average out there, 70, both Joplin and Pittsburgh, and around the region we've got upper 60s and low 70s, so most of us right where we should be. Now, our temperatures through the day are going to be highly impacted by how long the rain lasts in your area and how much cloud cover you have remaining after the rain clears out into the afternoon. So this is a generalization, but some may be warmer, some may be cooler. Mid-70s by 9, low 80s by noon, highs for some of us into the low 90s. Heat index values today could reach close to 100 degrees. Today's storms aren't the only ones we have. We have additional storm chances, but that will not slow us down from getting hot again. We'll go over all those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, a local organization based in Joplin is encouraging young teens to prepare for their future. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
The Jasper County Court-appointed Special Advocates host a career day dedicated to empowering young individuals in foster care and those overcoming personal and educational challenges. The career day exposes kids in the foster system who have had personal struggles to the idea of college and the workforce.
Yeah, we've got a crazy resource fair. We've got 19 people from the community, and so they can just walk around, ask questions, ask, potential job leads, stuff like that. I mean, we've got a beauty school, we've got technical schools, we've got an Air Force recruiter, really something for everybody.
This event is more than just a gathering. It's a stepping stone towards a brighter future for many young individuals.
A lot of our kids have never had much chance of choice of anything. So now they're about to get a big choice, and we want to inspire, let them think about different things. So they're for our speakers, and it's a small enough group that our resources can really interact one-on-one with them. So we're hoping to light some fires today for some kids.
Reporting in Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Organizers say that although this is the inaugural Career Day event, they are already looking forward to doing it next year. And now you can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports with the KOAM Plus TV streaming app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV Plus, and Roku. It's also available on our news and weather apps as well as our website, the KOAM Plus TV streaming app. Authorities have a Bourbon County man in custody as they investigate a homicide in Stark, Kansas. KBI and the Neosho County Sheriff's Office have 45-year-old Luke Shepard of Uniontown in custody in the Neosho County Jail, where he is booked on first-degree murder. A 911 call Saturday shortly before 7 p.m. reported a disturbance at a residence in Stark. When deputies arrived, they observed blood on the front porch and found 65-year-old Scott Stevens of Stark deceased. An investigation identified Shepard as the suspect, and he had fled the scene and was arrested at his home in Uniontown without incident. Formal charges against Shepard are pending. A Joplin woman faces DWI charges after crashing into a traffic signal pole Saturday night. Police say the driver was traveling north on Schifferdecker Avenue when she crossed all lanes of traffic and struck the pole at the intersection of Jung and 13th Street. The crash happened just after 9:45 p.m. The woman suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to a local hospital. Joplin Police and Fire responded along with Met's ambulance. Well, 3 people, including a child, were hurt in a 3-vehicle crash in Carterville Saturday evening. The accident happened just before 7 p.m. at the intersection of Highway AA and Highway HH. Police say one vehicle was turning south on Highway AA and it was T-boned by a car traveling east on Highway HH. The impact caused the struck vehicle to spin and hit a stop sign before colliding with a third car. All 3 victims were taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And 3 crashes hit Interstate 49 within an hour last night as summer rain created dangerous driving conditions. The crashes happened between 6:53 and 7:42 p.m. along the Newton and Jasper County corridor. A motorcyclist crashed near the 38-mile marker and was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 27 minutes later, a rollover crash occurred near the 32-mile marker and 2 people refused medical treatment. The final crash happened when a car slid into the median near the 249-mile marker. Police remind drivers that hot summer pavement brings oil and grease to the surface. Now, when the rain hits, roads become extremely slippery, and drivers should slow down during wet conditions and check tire tread regularly for safety. And a 63-year-old Joplin man has died following a late-night bicycle versus vehicle crash just before 10 p.m. Saturday night. Authorities were alerted to a westbound collision on West 7th Street near Black Cat Road in Jasper County. Carl Junction Fire, Jasper County deputies, and Met's ambulance responded. The crash involved a passenger car and a man on a bicycle. Authorities say the car struck the bike from behind as the bicyclist was in the lane of travel. The 63-year-old bicyclist from Joplin was pronounced deceased. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can always download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, Republicans are threatening more punitive action against some Democrats in the Texas's redistricting standoff Friday after again failing to reach a quorum, stalling a GOP-led effort to redraw the state's congressional maps. Sherelle Hubbard has more.
There being 95 members present, a quorum is not present.
On Friday, some House Democrats did not appear for the special session at the Texas state capitol, preventing a Republican-led plan to redraw congressional maps. The political tug-of-war has been going on all week since Texas State House Democrats fled the state to prevent a vote on the controversial redistricting maps, which could lead to Republicans gaining several seats in Congress.
If you approve this map, it will be one more nail in the coffin of democracy.
Thursday, a state Senate committee voted to advance a new proposed congressional district map to the full Senate, despite opposition from the public. Some of those opposed to the new maps say it is gerrymandering and based on the racial makeup of its communities.
This map may have been drawn race blind, but it is in fact going to hurt communities of color.
The governor of Texas has called for the removal of all absentee Democrats from office. There have been threats of arrest and restrictions on pay to compel Democrats to return to the state. And Texas's House Speaker threatening suspension of direct deposit Friday.
Those checks must now be picked up in person on Capitol grounds, effective immediately.
No word on when these House Democrats will return to Texas.
Why don't we try to win elections based upon policy and issues rather than engaging in these ridiculous redistricting games?
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, immigration raids spark weekly protests. Community members gather to support immigrant families and oppose federal enforcement actions. Plus, new research reveals high-performance competitors battle higher rates of depression despite staying physically fit. And Chris will have your Monday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now 6:10. We'll be right back. Well, topping Nation Watch, signs and honks show community division. Protesters gather for 6 weeks straight to voice opposition to immigration enforcement raids. Samantha Boring shares how these residents show up every weekend to make their voices heard.
Every sign, every honk. Boots on the Ground Midwest organizer Nancy Mays says the honks and signs are both ways people are showing up.
It's really indicative of what people feel. Like, this is the pulse of what's happening in our community.
For 6 weeks on the corner of 80th and Metcalf, these men and women have continued to come and make their voices heard.
Our country is falling apart.
This is Heather Simons.
Woo!
She's been here every Saturday pushing for change. She worked for the federal government and feels what is happening with cuts isn't right.
When those services, when people can't access them, they're really upset. That is what's happening when you're eliminating people from the workforce. People aren't able to access services that improve their lives.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Saturday's No ICE protests mainly focused on supporting the immigrant community. KCTV5 reached out to the Department of Homeland Security as people prepared to protest the recent raids. Regarding those incidents, it shared in part, quote, ICE was carrying out a criminal federal search warrant to rescue victims of human trafficking. Adding ICE law enforcement are seeing an 830% increase in assaults as they carry out operations. While people stand firm on both sides, Boots on the Ground Midwest is hoping to try and teach everyone about immigration and other big topics in America right now.
So we want to wake people up, let them know what's happening so they can make educated, informed decisions.
Well, Vice President J.D. Vance is lashing out at critics upset with the Trump administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Yesterday, Vance spoke on a Fox News program and he defended the administration's approach and then criticized Democrats for failing to act when they held the White House. Vance said the president has demanded full transparency, yet Democrats are attacking him and not the Biden administration, which Vance said did nothing for 4 years. The vice president's comments come as public pressure grows to unseal documents in the case. Just last month, the Justice Department announced there was no evidence that convicted sex offender kept a client list or was murdered in jail while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges in New York City. And still to come, Batman fans get some good news. The Batman Part 2 starts filming next spring with a 2027 release date confirmed. Plus, Chris will have your rain chances for today from the Skywatch Weather Center. News now from superheroes to senior citizens. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
I'm vengeance.
The Batman is coming back. Warner Brothers Discovery says The Batman Part 2 is due to begin filming next spring, with a planned release date of October 1st, 2027. The company also told shareholders DC Studios co-head James Gunn is working on 2 2026 releases, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Clayface, and the next Wonder Woman movie.
Joyce, are you a nurse? Bang on target. I'm Elizabeth. Would you take a look at that for me, please?
Dear God.
'Tis a lot of blood. Would you care to join us to discuss things further?
Who is us?
I'm sorry, how rude of me. We're the Thursday Murder Club.
The official trailer is out for the Thursday Murder Club. Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, and Celia Emery are retirees who work on cold cases until a new murder kicks things up a notch. The Thursday Murder Club, based on the best-selling novel, debuts August 28th on Netflix. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Let's head over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Take a look at this sunrise from 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. There it is. Look at that. That is some beautiful coloring out there thanks to some storms to the west. Again, nothing severe at this time in our area, but we have seen these thunderstorms kind of merge together. It's a bit of a mess, but very electrical storms as well. We're going to break down what we're tracking this morning, what we're expecting later today, and some additional rain chances and the return of the hot weather when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 6:21. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:23 now on this Monday morning. Quick look at the MoDOT camera there, 20th and Rangeline. Looking okay, so here's what we've got. Thunderstorms, a big cluster of them out in our western counties. So most of southeast Kansas getting in on these thunderstorms. We're going to start down south and work our way back north. So just outside of our area, we have a few thunderstorms back into northeastern Oklahoma and just kind of skirting northern Washington and northwestern Nevada County. Montgomery County, you're getting in on another heavy thunderstorm again, and we're going to check, because again, that purple doesn't always indicate hail, but sometimes it can, and we are picking up small hail, and that's been the case. If these storms have tried to get a little stronger here and there, we've been picking up some small hail, and I want to emphasize that it's below severe limits, but about 3/4 of an inch in terms of diameter on this hail out there. This stretches back up around Chanute. In fact, you can see another area around Chanute, and again, yeah, we're picking up again. It's scattered out here, but we are getting some of these storms producing, again, sub-severe hail, but nonetheless, some small hail to start our morning out there. So do be cautious. And of course, with all the lightning, you want to be cautious as well. In fact, in our area, 435 lightning strikes right now with this activity. Heavy rain extends up around Yates Center. We've got it back around Burlington. But then it's starting to slowly push out of Greenwood County, but still into parts of Elk and Chautauqua counties. All of this thunderstorm activity is just part of this whole complex. Of course, we had some severe weather last night. No severe weather this morning, which is good. Our severe thunderstorm watch we had has expired, but you can see where all of this kind of filled in, merged together. It was pushing east, this was pushing northeast, and it looks in the last few radar scans this is trying to take a bit of a northeasterly jaunt, but you can also see, watch right here in Montgomery County, where some of this, it's trying to fill in a little further south. So we'll keep an eye on all of that for you as we go through the morning. By mid to late morning, though, the expectation is, I know it doesn't seem like it right now, but this activity should begin dying out. And as we head into the early afternoon, we'll have a pause in the rain. Now, depending on when the rain pauses where you are and how much clearing you get after the rain stops, it's going to have a pretty significant impact on our temperatures today in terms of our highs. So we could have a very wide range of temperatures heading into the afternoon, which we'll go over in a moment. But once we get past about 4 o'clock, 5 this evening, another round of scattered showers and thunderstorms begins pushing into the area. At this time, not expecting anything severe with this, but of course we'll monitor that for you. We'll have scattered storms overnight and into early Tuesday, and then by Tuesday it becomes a bit more isolated to widely scattered, but still shower and thunderstorm chances will return across the area. By Wednesday it's a bit more isolated, but we could still get some additional showers and storms, and as we go a little later into the week, we start looking at more of those pop-up thunderstorm chances across the area. All right, there's that sunrise from 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. Scattered storms still through the morning. Again, these temperatures are going to be a generalization here because depending on your rain, cloud cover, everything, it's going to impact where you land in this scale. But we're looking at about the low 70s to start, and we'll be near 80 by 11 o'clock this morning. So again, this is tempered, but we're looking, most of us, into the low 90s. Some of us maybe upper 80s, maybe some of us a little warmer. We'll have mostly cloudy skies if we get that pause in thunderstorm activity this afternoon. Northwest winds 5 to 10. Heat index values today, though, could still reach up to 100 degrees. And then those thunderstorm chances, scattered storms will return later this evening. Again, these temperatures will be impacted by who gets the rain, when, and how early. We'll be down to about 70 tonight with south winds around 5 to 10. So Tomorrow, highs about 90. Heat index value still could be 95 to 100. Low to mid 90s heading into the weekend. Pop-up storm chances through Friday. Heating up this weekend, but again, not extremely hot. Still a little warmer than average, but not over the top on that. Heat index values this week still could easily reach 100 degrees despite our rain chances. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, new information about the dangers of eating ultra-processed foods. A study by the American Heart Association found the foods, which include sugary drinks, processed meats, candy, and commercial baked goods, are linked to a higher risk for heart disease, chronic illness, and death. The association recommends cutting back on the most harmful ultra-processed foods and following a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, low fat, low sugar, dairy, and lean proteins like fish and poultry. Well, new research on the health benefits for people using the weight loss drug semaglutide. A study published in JAMA found people who lost weight using the popular drug also saw their blood pressure and cholesterol drop. But the study also found that patients who use semaglutide saw their health care expenses rise for things like follow-up visits and monitoring. And high-performance athletes may face a higher risk of depression. Portuguese researchers have found that despite physical activity being known to boost mental health, elite athletes face specific pressures like nerves, injury concerns, and identity crises, which can contribute to depression. That's a look at Health Watch. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, deadly storms slam parts of the Midwest. Nearly 47,000 lose power as families watch floodwaters invade their homes.
And we've got our own thunderstorms out there with some heavy rain and frequent lightning. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, miniature trains take center stage. Collectors buy, sell, and trade their prized models as this weekend's hobbyist gathering.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:34. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Monday, August the 11th. Of course, school starts for some in just a couple of days.
Yes.
Others, they've still got another about week or so before it's time to go back. Yeah, it's that last week. It's going to really fly by. And we've had thunderstorms through the morning. Nothing severe. We had a severe thunderstorm watch. It expired at 6. But we do have some stronger storms and some small hail with some of these storms as well this morning. We're going to start, though, with a look outside downtown Pittsburgh, and what we've got so far is, again, we've got some clouds. So we've turned the cameras back east because, of course, once the sun comes up, that lightning in the distance is not nearly as visible. MoDOT camera 20th and range line traffic picking up, and the roads for now are dry. However, we are still watching this cluster of storms across southeastern Kansas. 470 lightning strikes as of right now in our immediate area, and that just jumped on our other radar tracker here to 477 lightning strikes. So that's the thing. These storms may not be severe, but that lightning is still dangerous, still deadly. We're going to start here, Montgomery County. You see that purple? In fact, I can actually take off the lightning for a moment. You see those purple colors? Not always, but sometimes that purple can indicate hail within these storms. And again, we have been seeing some small hail with these storms out there. So again, it's nothing that's at severe criteria by any means, but nonetheless, it might be a little bit noisy. We're just over ½ an inch diameter hail here around Independence or south of Independence. So, that's why we are going to continue to track and monitor these storms just in case they try and re-intensify, because again, right now, hail's below severe limits. The other thing is all this red and purple and everything else, there's a lot of heavy rain out there as well. South of Chanute, Erie, you're getting ready to roll into another round of storms. Fredonia, you're in the thick of it. Yates Center, boy, you have been in this rain just about all morning long. In fact, as soon as one thing would roll through, more would develop right behind it. So that's why, again, at this time, we don't have any flash flood warnings or anything, but still, you want to be cautious out there this morning just in case. So if you know your route that you take is susceptible to flash flooding, even though we don't have any warnings, you still want to be cautious because that is a lot of rain. This activity was moving east. It's blended together. It is now moving to the north and east. So we'll see how much longer it lasts. Expectations are in the next few hours, it's done for a bit. Then we'll have redevelopment of new scattered storms after 4 o'clock today across the area. With this, not anticipating anything severe, but again, we'll monitor it for you. 69 in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh. Quick look at those temperatures again where some of that rain's been. We've got some upper 60s. Most of us, though, into the low 70s, so pretty normal start for the day. These temperatures, as I've mentioned, are going to be impacted by how much cloud cover, how much rain you have ongoing at the time. But we're looking at about mid-70s by 9, low 80s by noon, low 90s for our highs. And again, some of us may be a little cooler than that if the rain lasts a little longer or if the cloud cover stays a little thicker. And heat index values today could approach 100 degrees. Here in just a few more minutes, we're going to go back into those thunderstorms, talk about that and our additional storm chances overnight in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Thanks. Well, violent weather tore through several Midwest states this weekend. In Nebraska, at least one person is dead and hundreds of inmates relocated after powerful winds tore through the roof of a housing unit at the state penitentiary in Lincoln. And there were up to 12 inches in some parts of Wisconsin, leading to many water rescues along with a state of emergency in Milwaukee County. Megan DeMar has the latest.
Ferocious storms brought heavy rain and dangerous winds overnight.
Water is everywhere.
Hardest hit Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where some areas got more than a foot of rain, falling so hard and fast it seemed to catch many by surprise. These drivers were stuck in and on top of submerged cars. Rescue crews brought some to safety, but this person didn't want to wait.
This flooding event, it's very significant. It's something that Milwaukee hasn't seen in perhaps a decade or more.
Are you going in with your socks? In West Allis, Wisconsin, west of Milwaukee, rising floodwater shut down the state fair.
Platform is destroyed.
Some floodwater found its way into homes throughout the region. Nearly 47,000 customers lost power.
Ida and our neighbor's trampoline is in the tree.
In Nebraska, 80-mile-per-hour gusts snapped tree limbs, killing a woman in her car. The same storms damaged a state prison, forcing hundreds of inmates to relocate, and ripped open a Dollar General warehouse. Back in Wisconsin, in a Milwaukee suburb, the flood risk remains as rivers have yet to crest. Many people are concerned about new flooding in this area tonight.
Don't forget, you can always be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Well, a weekend model train show swap meet took place at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum. The train show allows train hobbyists to come and sell together and buy and trade their items. Booths were set up where sellers and enthusiasts could set up train models to display them to attendees. Organizers say that shows like this bring together an each community and allow people to find others with similar interests.
And a lot of times model trains are passed down from one generation to the other. You'll find model trains at these shows that may be 100 years old or so, where somebody passed it on down and they find it in their attic or in their basement, set it up and do a little cleaning on it, and they run.
All train enthusiasts are welcome to the show, whether you are a beginner or a lifelong enjoyer. The train show and swap meet will return to the Joplin Museum on November 8th of this year. Larma VJ Homecoming brings fun for all ages, kicking off with a children's parade that leads into other activities that include sack races, vendors, a beer stand, and bed races. And if you're looking for events in the 4 states but don't know where to turn, we've got you covered. Just scan this QR code and go straight to the events page on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com/events. Heading into Consumer Watch this morning, the U.S. Postal Service has proposed a temporary price hike this upcoming holiday season for some priority and ground advantage package services for retail and commercial customers. The increases range from 30 cents to $16 depending on the zone and weight of the parcels. Now, in a statement, the company says the price adjustments will, quote, help cover extra handling costs to ensure a successful peak season. If approved, the temporary rates would go into effect October 5th through January 18th. And horror film Weapons topped the weekend box office, hauling in more than $42 million. It beat out the long-awaited comedy sequel Freakier Friday, which debuted at number 2 with $29 million. And the Fantastic Four: First Steps is still soaring at the 3rd spot after pulling in over $15 million. And Dermarite Industries is recalling some of its over-the-counter antiseptic soaps and cleansers, including DermaClean and Clean Foam. The FDA says the recalled products may be contaminated with bacteria that could cause a serious or life-threatening infection. Patients are urged to contact their healthcare provider if they experience any adverse effects after using the products. That's a look at Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
We are continuing to track scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially across southeastern Kansas. Nothing severe at this time, but some of the storms producing some small hail. We'll have another update on our morning storms and what you can expect for the rest of the week when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 6:42. All right, time for some Monday birthdays in the 4 states, and we are going to begin with Zane Etchison in Jasper, celebrating birthday number 7. Happy birthday.
And happy 9th birthday to Olivia Ross. It says, happy birthday, sweet girl, love mom and family.
And we have Nicole Kyle celebrating birthday number 22 in Webb City. A very happy birthday to you.
And in Chanute, happy 31st birthday to Crystal Box. It says, lots of love from the family.
And Mike Slichting in Jasper celebrating birthday number 50 with love coming from your family. Happy birthday.
And in Thayer, a happy 60th birthday to John Bauer.
And we have Susan Downing in Pittsburgh celebrating birthday number 69 today. Happy birthday, Susan.
And in Crestline, a happy 84th birthday to Stanley Ryan. It says happy birthday from your family and friends.
And a big one in Carthage, Mary Louise Anderson celebrating birthday number 100. A very happy birthday to you, Mary.
And a happy 35th anniversary to Mike and Tina Omi in Pittsburgh.
And we also have Ron and Tracy Bean in Liberal celebrating their 40th anniversary. Happy anniversary to you.
And also celebrating their 40th anniversary. Happy anniversary to Jim and Scarlett Bowles in Columbus.
And Luke Bell in Columbus also celebrating a birthday today. Very happy birthday, Luke.
And in Miami, happy birthday to Delana Snell.
And we've got Doug Westerveld celebrating another year wiser. Says happy birthday from your family and church family.
And last but not least, a happy 68th birthday to Bill Craig in Jasper.
All right, a very happy birthday and anniversary to everyone on our list. And of course, if you would like to celebrate with us, and who wouldn't, we have some very important information that you need to know. And while it is in this, see, there's Elise, and she has that information. We don't even need the graphic. Elise is the information.
Yes, if you would like to submit your birthday or your anniversary, you can do so by submitting it to birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos and messages to, of course, meet the deadline. You can find that online or at any of our older newscasts on YouTube.
Hey!
There it is, the deadline at the bottom of your screen. And also, please include the date of your celebration as well.
Now, see, I thought you had the deadline memorized.
I
You
know,
got just
could you
about
imagine?
everything
You know
else
what?
memorized.
I
you know?
can't even really see the deadline.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. What you guys can't see here in the studio is our clocks are at the bottom of our screens in here, and they're actually, all we can see is PM Monday through Thursday /1. That
So
is
I could be
literally
of
all
no
that we
help.
see. That's all right, though. But you guys can see it at home. You see the deadlines, of course, as Elise mentioned. Make sure that you meet that there. Okay, we're going to switch gears now over to thunderstorm chances across the area. And this is what we're looking at on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. We've still got 304 lightning strikes. That's still a lot, but it has come down from what we've seen earlier. Some of these storms, again, producing some small hail across the area. And so we're not getting anything severe, but around the Independence area, we can throw on that storm scope again for you, and you can see that purple there that's showing up. That is the radar picking up on some hail. Right now, it's a little bit bigger. It's about 0.6 of an inch in diameter down there, but still, again, below severe criteria, and a fair amount of lightning, even just with that cell there right by Independence. So heading up to Chanute, just west of Erie, you've got some heavier thunderstorm activity out there as well. And we continue north, Yates Center, Iola, Burlington, Garnett, Bronson, all of you into the thick of this activity this morning. And again, nothing severe, which is good. We'd like to keep it that way, of course. All of this, again, we had this batch moving northeast. We had the second line moving east, and then they all just kind of blended together. And if you watch close enough, they are starting to take a more northeasterly jog here. But we could get, I don't think it's likely, but we might get some additional development to the south that could drag it a little further south. But really, north of I-44 is where this activity is expected to remain as we proceed through the morning hours. Future track, again, still under the belief that what we've been looking at this morning will actually, believe it or not, begin to die down by about 10, 11 o'clock this morning. And then we'll have maybe a few lingering showers, maybe a rumble of thunder out there. And that's going to be about it. Now, the thing is the cloud cover, the rain, all of this is going to play a big role in our high temperatures today. And that's, if we covered, a smaller area, it'd be a little easier, but we have 15 counties here that we're accounting for. And so the temperatures we're going to talk about a little later are going to be a bit of a generalization for you. Now, once we get past 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll get additional scattered shower and thunderstorm development. And at this time, again, nothing highlighted for any kind of severe risk or even strong storms, but we'll, of course, monitor that for you as we head through the afternoon and evening. These will continue overnight with those scattered storms and into our Tuesday. They'll be, again, scattered in the morning. They're looking to become a little more widely scattered as we roll into Tuesday afternoon. And as we head into Wednesday, rain chances will continue, but we're starting again a little more isolated, a little more widely scattered, especially compared to what we're seeing this morning across the area. But we will have those pop-up storm chances continuing all the way through Friday. Here's that sunrise from 7th and Range Line in Joplin. We got some clouds to the east. We've obviously got more to the west. We'll have scattered storms, and again, these temperatures here are all going to be impacted by who's seen rain and when. So to the east of 69, maybe a little warmer through the morning than most of us who are still going to be dealing with the rain so far. But then that goes into anything else that we see could temper the highs as well. Those of you, especially Yates Center, Chanute, our northwestern counties, you may be socked in with cloud cover longer than your neighbors, so your highs may not make it this high. But we're looking on average the low 90s. Some of you, though, maybe upper 80s. We're looking at heat index values that could approach 100 degrees today as well. One of those northwest winds 5 to 10. Temperatures this evening back to normal, right around 70. And we'll have those scattered storm chances out there as well. But again, through the evening, as you see the rain, as you see the clouds, these temperatures may vary a bit. So just keep that in mind. And a south breeze at 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're going to have another look at your forecast and your wake-up recap in just a moment. And when we transition to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., strangers become heroes for a grieving family. How an auto shop is stepping up to finish restoring a 1970 Roadrunner for a man's funeral.
Well, this is your wake-up recap for August 11th. The top stories to start your day. Authorities have arrested 45-year-old Luke Shepard of Uniontown in connection with a homicide in Stark, Kansas. Shepard is in custody at Neosho County Jail, booked on first-degree murder charges after 65-year-old Scott Stevens was found deceased Saturday evening. Shepard was arrested at his home without incident. Formal charges are pending as the investigation continues. A Joplin woman is facing DWI charges after crashing into a traffic signal pole Saturday night. The incident occurred around 9:45 p.m. at the intersection of Schifferdecker Avenue and Jung Street. Now, she crossed all lanes before striking the pole and was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And that's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we've still got scattered thunderstorms out there this morning, some of them producing some small hail, nothing severe right now, but of course we'll monitor that for you. Should get a break from the rain, some of us getting a little warmer than others depending on how much sunshine you get heading into the afternoon. So we should see highs low 90s, but at some of our western and especially northwestern counties may only make the upper 80s. Heat index values today could approach 100 degrees. We're looking at temperatures falling back eventually to 70 tonight. Keep in mind these will be impacted by cloud cover and how much rain you see. We've south winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Scattered storms again overnight tonight into Tuesday, a little more isolated Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday, pop-up storm chances and temperatures into the 90s across the area. So seasonably hot, but heat index values could still be reaching 100. Even with our rain and cloud cover, it still could be a bit on the muggy side. So make sure you're staying hydrated.
Absolutely. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making root beer dogs in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Excuse me. That was not toward the root beer dogs. It does sound interesting. I don't know, something there in the throat there. Well, your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Three-time Grammy winner Chance the Rapper talks about his new album. Plus, actress Jessica Alba discusses the new season of her show, helping deserving families renovate their homes.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll hear how one medical facility is aiming to help address the growing opioid crisis.
And we're